Okay, good afternoon, guys and girls. I'm not going to talk too long because I've got a special guest to introduce you to very shortly. But I do need to, first of all, to say thanks uh, to everyone that helped out last weekend. It was a bit of a chaotic round for us. We had quite a few late pullouts. So James Pascalis and Simon Johnson umpired a one umpire system in one of their two games for the day. We also had boundary umpires Jimmy Grant and Mason Thurbin Jones filled in as field umpires. We had Jack Fleming and Dennis Sester who did three games for the weekend. So appreciate all your efforts there. Yeah, it was bit of a challenge for Pete and I last weekend. A reminder that this Wednesday night after training, the Umpires Association having their AGM, so it'd be great if you could hang back. It shouldn't take too long, but from 7 o'clock in the club rooms there, they're going to hold their AGM. With the notes that I email out, there's going to be a quiz. We're going to do a quiz next Monday night, so um, get set to get cracking on those this week when I send that out. Some milestones for this week. We've got another boundary umpire doing their first men's Divi 1 game. So Mitchell Warland actually did that last weekend. Some 50 gamers, Aidan Clemens, Zane Gable in the field, and Hayden Chest on the boundary. 100th game up for Brett Heritage on the boundary, and 200 games for Simon Johnson on the field. So well done to you all. All right. If you've got any questions or anything to raise from the weekend, maybe just hold it up until next Monday, because I don't want to waste any more time. As I mentioned, we've got a special guest, a brand new AFL field umpire. We haven't actually seen him in an AFL game just yet, but it won't be too long before he makes his debut. He's from South Australia and now living in Melbourne, and he'll be a really good chat. So, Sam, if you want to just unmute yourself, mate. Sam Morgan, some of you will know, but I want the rest of you to meet him. Sam, welcome to our Zoom.
Beauty, thanks, Cole. Thanks for having me, mate. Yeah, looking forward to having a chat and hopefully share a little bit of a few stories here and there about different things with umpiring.
Um, I reckon I saw you with hair last time I saw you, didn't you? What happened
Yeah,
there?
I starting to fall out, and I bit the bullet moving over here to Melbourne. Nobody knows me, so starting to thin out on top, and I thought I'd rather be a bald bastard than hanging on to my hair for too long. So, yeah, got the clippers out, and it's been dropping down ever since. And fully in the nude nut club now.
Well, Andrew Crosby, who's on the line, we're welcoming you into his club, so I'm sure he'll come on and say good day later on. All right, so just tell us, well, first of all, how old are you? For those, I'm not exactly sure either. How old are you, and how long have you been an umpire for?
I'm 28, and I've been umpiring since 2013, or maybe 2012, out at Metro West. So I played football at Henley Sharks all my junior career until the end of under 16s, and started out at Metro West. One of my good mates, who still is a good mate now from school, called me one Tuesday night and said, "You want to umpire for a bit of pocket money before we played?" So I started doing that, and yeah, I wasn't very good at footy, and I was half okay at umpiring, and yeah, kick started from there.
Yeah, good. So, you started in which league was it? You started umpiring?
Metro West
Okay.
Junior Footy League, which is now, I think, Sanford Juniors.
Yeah. So, after starting there, I assume you progressed to the sample ranks. What year was that?
Yeah, I got asked out I must have started football 2011 at Metro West, and then I got asked to trial with the Sample over the summer of 2013, and trained before Christmas and then after Christmas, and I was lucky enough to get into the academy, and yeah, umpired under 16s footy there through 2013. I was lucky enough, I did a under 18s game in the same year. So then, yeah, slowly built my way through, did 16s, 18s, got a crack at Resi's footy, and built a solid enough base in there to get a crack at league footy after that. So, yeah.
So, 2013 you started. When did you first hit sample league?
My first year of Sandful League footy was 2017.
Okay. So
Yeah.
about 5 years,
Yeah.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So, how have you found the whole journey? Has it been lots of ups and downs, or has it been something that you've just loved all the way through? Or tell us a little
Yeah,
bit
it's
about the
it's it's
experience.
interesting. I mean, umpiring's not the most thankless job in the world, and definitely has its moments from time to time. Whether it's not being picked for games, or the stuff you cop on game day, or the stuff you might cop post game. It's not the most thankless job in the world, but it's something I do love, and I have loved for a long time. And I guess when I was younger and started out doing it, it's not something. I mean, everybody, well, not everybody, but most people grow up wanting to play AFL footy or Sample League footy and that sort of thing. And that was definitely a goal of mine. And then worked out pretty quickly that that wasn't going to happen. And then, yeah, umpiring took over, and I was pretty young. I was only 19 when I debuted in league footy, and it's helped me with a lot of things just outside of football as well. School teacher by trade, and taught me a lot about confidence and just being myself, and really started to embrace it. And then the more people I met along the journey, like family and all my mates from school, they really embraced it too, and been along the journey with me, which has been good fun. Very lucky for the upbringing I had through the SANFL, through coaches and mates and everything else. And then obviously lucky enough this year to get onto the AFL list, which has been a different journey as well. You go from probably being in a small pond in Adelaide to a much far bigger pond over here, and hasn't necessarily been smooth sailing from the get go. Plugging away in the VFL at the moment, so just trying to put my best foot forward. But learning for umpires, which has been difficult. It's like learning to rewrite a bike. So that's been my big focus point over the first half of block of this year, and I've been pretty happy with how I've been progressing with that. So it's just a matter of being patient, and hopefully get a call up sometime in the next month or two.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, it won't be too far away. So, you touched on teaching, primary school teaching, secondary teaching. Tell us a little about where you went with that, and are you still doing it?
Yeah, absolutely. So high school teacher, I did human movement and a master's of teaching at Uni SA, and then was lucky enough. One of my placements was at Nazareth in Flinders Park, and I got work there. I was during COVID when I finished my degree, so it was a bit difficult for work and just the way the world was. But started out relief teaching at Nazareth, and then picked up a contract here and a contract there, and then became permanent there, and taught there the last 5 years, which was really cool. And great place, and was loved being there. And then still teaching over here, relief teaching at the moment, just to be flexible with footy. But yeah, it's been really good. It's funny, I say to my teachers mates, it's a different state, different school, but it's all the same stuff. So not too much changes in that scope.
Yeah, nice. So, how many games did you do at league level in Sandford? And I know you've done three grand finals. So, how many games? And tell us a bit about your grand finals experiences.
I did about, I think it was 150. It was low 150s in the end. I got to 150 late last year, which was a cool milestone. So yeah, I was pretty young when I started. 2017, I was 19 years old. I did two games, the last two rounds of that year, and then slowly built up. And it's like anything, you got to earn your stripes and earn the trust and respect of coaches and those sorts of things. And you get normally not the lesser games, but less pressure games to start out with, and then slowly built my way up, and would do North and Sturt on a Sunday afternoon when there's a bit more riding on it. And yeah, slowly progressed. I was lucky enough, did a final in 2020, my first final, and then slowly built on that base year after year to get one final and then get two finals and so forth. And then 2023, I was lucky enough to do my first Sample Grand Final, which was awesome. Glenelg played Sturt, and Glenelg, it was pretty one-sided for a fair portion of the game, but it was in front of 37,000 people, which was an experience that, something I'll never forget, and very, very grateful for the opportunity. And yeah, it was very lucky. And you realise even grand finals and AFL, or just any game of football, there's a lot of people that ride the journey with you, which has been good. So then it was just a matter of getting back on the horse and trying to. The ultimate goal was obviously to try and make the AFL. So just putting my best foot forward and taking the advice and feedback the AFL gave me on board, and was lucky enough, did the 24 and 25 grand final. And the 2024 one was awesome. Glenelg ignored. Glenelg pinched it late. It was a 3 or 4 point game. And yeah, that's something I'll be yeah, forever grateful for. And then last year as well, Sturt and Glenelg again, another great game in front of a big crowd. So something I'll always cherish, and yeah, very, very lucky.
So, did you manage any AFLW games along the way? Has that been part of your journey?
Yeah, funny. AFLW's been a bit of a funny journey for me. When it first came in, what year was it? I can't remember the first inaugural year of it, but they got all of us young blokes to do W. And I remember watching the Friday night Collingwood play Carlton, and it was a shutout in terms of the crowd. And I was thinking, said to my old man, nobody's going to rock up at Thebby Oval to watch the Crows the day after. And it was drizzling with rain and people lining all the way up down the street. And there would have been about 12,000 people at Thebby Oval that day. And we absolutely murdered the game. We didn't do too well. And the next week, some of the senior boys, I think Cros might have been one of them, they got called up and they took care of business, and then spent a few years in the wilderness. And then it changes in terms of the pathway every year, but it became a thing. You had to do W before getting on the AFL list. So I was lucky enough, did 3 seasons worth of that over the last couple of years, which was cool. It was a good experience, get to travel around and be exposed to an AFL environment. So it was a bit of a entree to the main course.
Yeah, cool. And I know they've changed sort of the system again this year, but
Yeah.
you've been able to be there when it was the stepping stone to AFL. So I was really fortunate enough to be there for the Golden Whistle Awards last year, and I said to you afterwards, I reckon it's the best speech I've ever heard. It was absolutely amazing. So, what did winning the Golden Whistle mean to you last year?
Yeah, it was once again incredibly a massive honour and incredibly humbling. And I mean, you don't set out to win awards in sport or anything like that, but to be recognised for that was, yeah, really cool. And I suppose growing up as a kid, you go to these things and you don't fully appreciate the importance behind it. But as you get older and you start to meet people that have been out of the system or have umpired league football, and you just realise how much it means to them. And yeah, some of the names to join that list is, yeah, really, really cool, and something I haven't really thought about too much, but I'm sure as the years go by, something I'll reflect and look back on really proudly.
So hitting the AFL, getting picked late last year. How did you find out? How did it make you feel? Just tell us about the emotions of knowing you'd made it onto the list.
Yeah, it was really cool. It's one of those things. It's hard. I was around the mark. I was rookie listed last year and the year before that, and had an interview not last year, the year before, and there was 3 of us going for one spot, and had the phone call to say you're not on the list, and that wasn't easy. But once again, you got to get back on the horse and keep grinding away. So this year or last year, I was on the rookie list again, and just not trying to overdo it, just do what I do best. And we got flown to Melbourne for like an interview process or a combine where we did a whole series of different activities and interviews and fitness tests and all sorts of different little things, chat to psychologists, all sorts of, yeah, different stuff. And then they said, we'll be in touch within the next few weeks. And funny enough, I was at school teaching a year 9 class, and Adam Davis, the list manager, calls and he's like, what are you up to? And I said, oh, I'm teaching at the moment. He goes, oh, you got a few minutes to chat. And then the year before, it was just him delivering the news. And then he said, oh, we'll add the head coach to the phone call. So I'm thinking, this is a better step in the right direction. And then, yeah, though, I was lucky enough to be offered a contract to get on the AFL. And yeah, it's one of those things that you got to move to Melbourne to do your apprenticeship for the first couple of years. So made the move across here, and I've been incredibly lucky. Tom Bryce, one of my good mates, I'm living with him at the moment. So he's been looking after me, him and his partner, Danny, which has been really nice. So, yeah, it's been a great experience, and just to be exposed to the environment and training with people you watch week in, week out on TV and get to meet some of your idols has been really, really cool. So I've definitely learned a lot over the last probably 4 to 5 months, that's for sure.
So, did you have a partner last year, or do you have a partner currently, or was that...
Yeah, yep. Anina, my partner, we've been going out for 8 years now. So she hasn't moved over just yet. I'm only on a 1-year contract at the moment. So hopefully at the end of this year, I'll sign on for longer. And she's just started a new job in Adelaide. So she's been doing lots of different courses. She's a physio. So she's been doing different things. But yeah, I've been able to get home a couple of times, and she's been over here, so we've been making it work. But yeah, hopefully, come the end of this year, all goes well for me and all goes well for her, and she'll make the move across.
So a bit early to say, but would you like long term to be able to move back to Adelaide, or you're
Ah,
unsure of it?
absolutely. Nah, Adelaide's always going to be home, and you appreciate something more when you move away from it, your family and friends. It's definitely been a good thing for me. Like I was still living at home in Adelaide before moving across here, so had to grow up a little bit over the last few months and fend for yourself, which has been good. So you do learn a lot of things, but yeah, long term in terms of settling down and hopefully having family and all that sort of stuff, would definitely love to do that in Adelaide. Always be home.
So you obviously get to meet all the other AFL umpires and mix with them, and yeah, get a feel for what it's really about. Has there been one or two, but AFL umpires in particular that have been a big influence?
Outside of the boys and girls from Adelaide, in terms of Elle, Lee, Craig, and Kurt, there's definitely been a few. Andrew Heffernan, number 29, he's my mentor, and I've got along really well with him, and he's looked after me since coming across here. Nath Williamson's been really good. He's from WA, so he understands what it's like to move across. And Brent Wallace as well. He's been really, really good. They're all lovely blokes. But yeah, obviously such a big list. You spend more time with some than others. So yeah, they've been really, really kind to me.
And the experiences of umpiring VFL footy, how have you found that?
Yeah, it's been really good. Once again, you appreciate the SANFL and Adelaide a lot more. The VFL footy is very different to Sanford football, and they don't. There's not too many standalone teams over here. I've been to Frankston a couple of times, and that's been a good experience. But they're lucky if I had Richmond Essendon on the weekend. You're lucky to have 500 people there. It's mums and dads and wags and maybe a few recruiters. There's no atmosphere. They don't play the team songs walking out. There's no one abusing you. It's yeah, not quite the same. I'd rather umpire at Noarlunga, South and West every day of the week. But no, it's been a good experience. It's a good quality of football. It's a different quality. They're probably not less physical, but it's less, I guess, that standalone club vibe. There's a lot of boys trying to get into the AFL, so it's a high level of football and it moves around pretty quickly. But yeah, I've been enjoying going around to different VFL grounds and exploring the things it's got to offer.
Do you now you're living in Melbourne? There's obviously a lot more AFL games there. Are you getting along to watch the AFL games, MCG and Marvel?
Yeah, I've been to a few. I when Tom umpires, I'll go and watch his games in Melbourne. And if any other like mates from Adelaide are over, mum and dad were over the other week, and we're able to get to a few games, which was nice. So yeah, try and go as best I can. Some weeks we get invited to sit in the coach's box and listen to the umpires and watch from that perspective, which has been good. But yeah, definitely been a couple of times, that's for sure.
So importantly, what number are you going to wear when you do make your debut?
43. It's the highest one possible. So yeah, number 43, Cuda.
And so, other than Cooter, have any umpires of note who've worn number 43?
James Strybos wore it for a couple of years. He got delisted last year. So
Probably
yeah, I've inherited his number. So yeah, see how it goes.
How are you getting ready for your debut, or what sort of things are you doing mentally and physically?
Yeah, I mean training's been pretty full on in terms of we get given a GPS and we have to meet targets. A lot of it's done in our own time because we only train Tuesday nights at Marvel, and that's pretty big nights. Like we go through coaching and skills and team reviews and game reviews and preparing for the week, and then all our running's done in our own time, which is great. So it's super flexible, and we've got to get about 20 Ks of jogging done a week, about 2.5 Ks of gut running, and then about 200 meters of high speed. And that includes your game. So you're running probably 2 to 3 times a week plus your game. So training's been good. Mentally, just adjusting to a new system. So I guess for me, not trying to put too many fingers in too many pies, just trying to focus on a block at a time and start to master that and then move on to the next thing. So yeah, not overwhelming myself too much, but yeah, utilizing my weapons that I have that I can the best I can, and then just try and pick up the new things along the way.
Very nice. Now, there are some on the line that will want to ask questions, so just unmute yourself if you want to say something. I'm expecting Cross to unmute himself and come on and say something, but there's others on the line that might like to ask you something or say
Yeah,
something. So
absolutely. Go
I'll
for it.
open it up to anyone else to come on? Otherwise, I'll keep following questions, but I know there's always someone that like to say something. Don't hold back, guys. If you got something you want to ask Sam or say something to him. Oh, we're getting shy this afternoon. Oh, here we go. There's Cross. Go, Cross.
Bit camera shy. How you going, Sammy? Good to see you, mate.
Good to see you, mate. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. Yeah, good to see you join the club as well.
Yeah, an illustrious club.
You won't look back. I was just going to ask about the reviews after the games. What does that sort of entail over there? So I know with Sandford, you sit down with the coach and go through all your decisions. Is it similar process?
Yeah, absolutely. Very similar. We get a huddle package, so you might get, I don't know, anywhere from 15 to 20 clips of good decisions, bad decisions, indifferent decisions. And that's on an individual basis. And then on a Tuesday night, they'll have group coaching. So the four of us that ran together on the weekend will sit in a room and the coach will go through. They're pretty good. They've got behind goal vision and all sorts of different things. And it's more just around not so much decisions, but how we gelled as a team and our positioning and that sort of stuff, which has been really good too.
Good on you, mate. Well, I've been watching you from back here, and hopefully we'll get that debut very, very soon. So,
appreciate it, great man. Thank you.
Say hi to Tom for me too.
Yeah, we'll do.
Now, Sean, have you unmuted yourself to ask something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah, I wanted to just ask that standard question of when you wear your GPS tracker, what's your record in any given game that you've done over the last couple of years?
As far as
in terms of distance covered.
Yeah, distance covered per game in a game. What's the record?
It's anywhere I've found 4 umpires. Obviously, there's 1 extra umpire on the field, so you feel like you probably don't do as much running, but you definitely do because you run and move in different ways. So anywhere from about 10 to 15 Ks is about average, depending on the size of the ground, and sometimes you get caught in the middle a bit more. But 15 is probably the absolute max you'll do in a game, sometimes 16.
Yep, that's awesome, mate. That's awesome time and good work. Thanks for that.
No worries.
Mark, all yours.
Yeah, just a quick one. What's the hardest rule to umpire currently?
There's a few of them. I've probably, it's been okay now, but initially when it came in, the crossing the line with the ruck rule, found a little bit challenging because obviously you throw the ball up and you're looking forward where the rucks are, but trying to find the right balance. It's a bit like a no ball in cricket. You're looking at the line, but if you're looking at the line for too long, then you miss what's happening up here. So just finding the balance between that and the stand rule's been always provides its different challenges, because I guess the hard thing at AFL level, we've been lucky, like we go to training with the clubs and do things, and they're just trying to exploit the rules as best they can, and the smart teams work it out, and then by the time the other teams copy and catch up, they're already moving on to something different. So just adapting to that and making sure that we're staying on top of it is been challenging.
Sam?
G'day, Sam. Great name, by the way. I just wanted to ask you, I'm not a fan of 4 umpires, and I just wanted to ask you, has there been more free kicks being paid? Because it seems that way to me.
Yeah, it's a good
3
question.
umpires.
It's a good question, and I was always under the same belief in terms of 3v4, and not telling the company line or anything like that, but I couldn't picture going back to doing 3 umpires now. Just not the safety, but the security you have with 4, knowing that if you miss something, your mate's probably going to pick it up for you. In terms of trends with free kicks, I don't think they've increased. Like, they have stats people come out and talk to us. I don't think it's increased too much from 3 to 4, but it's something now that I've learned how to do it. Going back to 3 would feel strange.
Thank you.
And I can only talk from my experiences. I had 3 years in the AFL, and that we're talking over 20 years ago now. And I used to come off AFL games as a 3 umpire system totally exhausted. And then going back to a 3 umpire system at Sandford did it easy. So, like, the pace of the game's only got quicker. I just think 4 umpires is a no-brainer for AFL level, and there's no other option, really. Yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
Michael.
G'day, Sam. Michael here. Just your comments on the last possession rule. I think the AFL have stuffed up a good rule.
I SA have been doing it for a long time and have been a big fan of it. And they don't give us too much credit from time to time in terms of the rule. And I think it's been good at AFL level because it's taken away the grey area around insufficient intent, and they were basically playing that before it became last possession. And I don't mind between the arcs because you can get penalised for kicking the ball into the forward 50. So I'm not massively against it. I love what we do in the SANFL, but at the same time, I don't mind it at AFL level in terms of particularly kicking the ball forward to centre. If you're kicking it into your forward 50 and you're getting penalised for it, I think it can be a little bit stiff.
A very diplomatic answer, I reckon, Colin.
Yeah. Hey, we don't want to end your career, Sam. We don't want you coming out and being controversial against the AFL. But you made your point, Michael. I sort of on your side there. The way the sample does it is best. Sam, you would have spent hours and hours practicing your bouncing. Is it disappointing that they've got rid of that, or you have?
No, I was running laps of the house when they got rid of it, mate. I was very happy. I did enjoy it. I wasn't probably the greatest bouncer of all time. I was a bit hit and miss from time to time, but yeah, it's saved the back and the hamstrings. I tell you that much. I haven't bounced a ball since last year's grand final, and I don't think I ever will again. So, quite happy to throw it up. That being said, though, they're very hot on throw ups and making sure it's at the right height and straight and everything else, which is a good thing. But yeah, not missing the bouncing, that's for sure.
I do notice that they're actually really encouraging the throw ups to be quite small.
Yeah, we were at 6 to 7 meters in pre-season, and then it's slipped. We've actually got a PVC pipe at training with texture on it of where we should be throwing, and it's probably come down to about 4.5 meters. So they found the higher we throw it, the more trouble it creates in terms of crossing the line and rucks doing silly things. So the more we can perfect it so that they run and jump and hit it at its peak, the better off we are and they are, I think. So
is that focus in the centre circle,
yeah,
or is it like is around the ground matter? Are they trying?
They're not as hot on around the ground. They're encouraging us to not give it more air, but they're just real focused on centre ball ups.
Okay. If anyone wants to ask a question, just unmute yourself and I'll let you take over. You mentioned you're visiting clubs, and so you've already had a bit of experience there. Like you must be meeting and being around some of the idols that you've watched for years on TV. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm a bit of a footy nuff in terms of I've always grown up watching it, and I love the game. I love umpiring, but I love football itself. And to go to Collingwood and Carlton, GWS, Gold Coast, Sydney. I went through the summer. We went to a lot of different clubs. Port, Crows. It was Geelong. Really cool experience when you got Bailey Smith coming up and shaking your hand, or you're standing next to Nick Dacos. You think, how cool is this? So they're not there. They're you work out pretty quickly. They'll throw you under the bus just as quickly to get a leg up. But no, every interaction I've had with either coaches or players has been really positive, and they've been lovely. So yeah, very, very cool. I don't think the novelty of that will ever wear off.
Yeah, excellent.
Hi Sam, I just wanted to ask, what is like the biggest thing you think you are like the coaches are looking for when you're umpiring, or something you like work on specifically that you think is really important for you to have umpire at your best? If that makes sense.
That's a great question. Coachability is a massive thing, particularly with umpiring. It's nobody likes to be told that they've done something wrong, particularly decision-making wise, because you're out there and you're making the decision. But the biggest thing I've learned, it's never anything personal. No one's ever got it out for you, even though it may seem like that at the time. So being able to listen and apply that feedback is really important. And I'm big. I've had it drummed into me from coaches growing up, but fitness is still a massive part of umpiring. And I know in the modern climate, things shift in terms of time trials and all sorts of different things that we used to do. But I still think it's so important to get yourself A, in the right spot, but B, not be under complete fatigue when you get to that spot to make the right decision and those sorts of things. So yeah, being able to coachability and fitness are probably my two big ones. And then, yeah, just trying to be as calm and composed as possible.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyone else? So, Sam, you obviously got a big future ahead. I mean, with 4 umpires, you can actually umpire, well, as Simon Meredith is showing, till you're
50.
50. So, you're just going to try and go as long as you can, or is there other things in life that you would like to experience? Is there something in the back of your mind about how long you actually want to umpire for?
No, I haven't given it too much thought. I'd obviously love to do it as long as I possibly can. And obviously, growing up, and you're not 18 when you get drafted or put on the list per se. So, not that I'm super old, but obviously, life moves pretty quickly. So, yeah, focus on footy and trying to establish myself to the point, hopefully, where I'm comfortable enough to move home, because would love to have a family one day, and raising kids in a city without parent support or friends and family. I mean, plenty of people do it and they're quite successful, but yeah, hopefully move back home and be able to continue on with it. And yeah, if football doesn't work out, then that's okay. I can just move back to Adelaide and be a teacher and go on with life. But no, yeah, I'd love to do it as long as I could.
Now, you don't need to, I don't want you to say which team you followed as a kid, etc. But I think everyone that follows football has a team that they go for, and then when you hit AFL, you have to put all that to one side. Is that something you've been preparing for a while, being, I guess, more neutral and less, supporter like?
Yeah, absolutely. No, definitely. And I say to the kids when we do different clinics and things, like, you should absolutely go for somebody growing up. And that's how we all first get into football and love it. But yeah, over the last probably 4 or 5 years, I've been lucky enough to be involved in AFLW and different systems, and you start to work out pretty quickly what's acceptable and not acceptable. So yeah, you know right from wrong, and yeah, you can't show that support, and after a while, you start to become pretty immune to it. And a lot of the boys will say you never want to meet your idols. Like, you go out and train with a club that you might have followed or support, and they carry on like pricks and give you a hard time, and you're less inclined to love them after that. But no, definitely, yeah, you absolutely go for someone growing up. But yeah, you work out what's right and what's wrong. And I've been lucky enough. I've had a lot of good people around me to guide me in with those sorts of things coming through the system, which has been good.
Well, you have bumped into me on the way out of a Crows game, and you see me dressed up with my Crows gear and all my kids all doing the same. So, there's plenty of time for that down the track.
Absolutely. Exactly right.
Yeah. So you've had the experience at AFLW of going around the country. Is there a favourite ground that you have from the AFL grounds?
No, not that jumps to mind. I've been pretty lucky. I've been to New South Wales, WA, Melbourne, obviously Melbourne when I was living in Adelaide. Went down to Tassie as well, did a game in Hobart and Launceston. No, nothing that jumps out at me. Like, a lot of the AFLW grounds were like Alberton sort of thing in terms of it's the club's training base. So no massive grounds or anything like that. But yeah, no, nothing that jumps to mind.
So as far as AFL grounds, there will be some that you haven't been on, like I'm assuming MCGs.
Yeah, absolutely. I was lucky enough. I did an under-18s carnival umpired at Geelong or Kidinia Park and Marvel. But no, never been on the MCG. So definitely a bucket list item, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, there's plenty ahead, mate. Well, thank you for spending the time with us this afternoon. It's great to hear from you again. And for those on watching on that don't know you, get a good feel for where you're at. We can all follow you with interest. The number 43 appearing on our screens pretty soon. We love seeing another South Australian hit AFL, and I know you've been considered for a while. So to hear that you got the news that you were getting caught up in last year, just brilliant. And yeah, we're excited for you, mate. We'll keep a close eye on the journey from here on in for you.
No, I really appreciate it, Cole. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me on, guys, and all the best for the rest of the year. And Cole hasn't paid me to say this. You're in safe hands, so keep listening to the boss and just enjoy footy for what it is. Enjoy your mates, enjoy having a beer or a Coke or whatever it is afterwards. And yeah, all the best, and hopefully get to see you around next time in Adelaide.
Good on you, Sam. Thanks again. And for the rest of you, we'll be back to business next week on the Zoom. Got any questions from your games, say them for next week, and we'll do the quiz. Yeah, the season is moving quickly. So Thought we'd do something a bit different again tonight. And great to have an AFL umpire on to hear from. So that's it for today.